it's time to step into the inner sanctum of the Geelong cricket scene with the Inside Edge.
Hello and welcome to the Inside Edge for another week. I'm Wes Cusworth, joined by Mark Brungle. Welcome to you.
Thank you, Wes. Good to see we sent the internet into meltdown last week with our interview with Mark Spider Brady, the two faces for radio in that interview, and a lot of enjoyment for our viewers on that one, and a lot of feedback as well. But a great weekend of Division 1 cricket last weekend, Wes, and some very surprising results.
There were surprising results, Mark. There were some low scores, but that didn't mean the cricket wasn't intriguing. Let's take a look. East Belmont meets Newtown and Chilwell with fourth spot, the bounty for the victor. Neither side clicked with the bat last week, although both teams went down to opponents who used the seaming and swinging conditions superbly. It was great to see Wink Simpson dig in for the Two Blues, while Hayden McMahon was the Lions' mainstay with the bat. Grovedale plays host to Murgibullock, and there's no disputing the Tigers are back in town. Gareth Yelland was back to Jack Singh medal winning best form, while Jordan Moran looks on the cusp of a breakout innings sometime soon. The Frogs capitulated against Highton, but that will just give them more incentive to bounce back strongly at Boodoo Reserve. Round 12 winners Highton and Leopold meet at McDonald Reserve. The Heat were terrific in beating Murgibullock, and I spoke to co-coach Hayden Murrell after the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was good to get a win with the boys. We've been, working pretty hard. It's been a pretty tough grind the last, month or so, and we've been on the end of a couple of pretty big losses. So pretty proud of the boys. How we stuck it out and got the points today. And yeah, a few things we changed up which really worked well. So yeah, really happy.
And obviously it wasn't easy batting early, and I thought Alma really hung in there for quite some time, and also Watto had a real crack at it too, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Tommy's only in his second game of first 11 cricket, and he actually started the year in the thirds this year, so he's come a long way this season, and he gritted it out, and it was pretty tough early on, but I don't think the wicket was too bad. It was Watto came out and looked class, but just sort of got out at a bad time. But yeah, it was pretty up with those boys, and just need Watto to sort of kick on a bit more from where he's getting to. But yeah.
And obviously Brady and Matt, that was just a fabulous partnership. Doubled your score, and clearly took you to a place where you could defend it.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously two young kids, and Tatsy's only 20 and Brady's still 18, so really impressive and mature from them. And Tats usually bats 9 or 10 for us, but we sort of said today that we might float him, and the spinners at Mergy have are pretty good, and they tend to tie you down, so we thought we'd throw Tats out there who can sort of accelerate, and yeah, it paid off for us. And it's pretty hard to score quickly out there because of the slower outfields, but hit a few nice bombs over the right, which was good, and then Baz was mature and just hung in there, so yeah, it was good.
And tell me about the lines that you felt that you needed to bowl going into the game, even before they faced their first delivery. Clearly it was really important that you and Nathan hit the mark.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's pretty pretty simple in local cricket, I suppose. You just got to bowl that boring line of length, and we sort of spoke about for our innings that we needed to be a little bit shorter than that drivable length, and just sort of in between, so they didn't really know whether to go forward or back, and it was quite tricky to score, I suppose, as most wickets are when you hit that length. So yeah, coaching me did all right, and yeah, coaching was very impressive, so it was good.
And obviously, that's the most comprehensive victory you've enjoyed, so really that must give you a lot of confidence moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. I suppose, yeah, as I said, we've been on the end of a few bigger losses. But yeah, no, it was good to get a big win, and we sort of spoke about when we had them, 5 for 20, that we needed to be ruthless and make sure that we kept the foot in the throat, because we know that teams in GCA bat quite deep. So yeah.
Leopold claimed its biggest win of the summer, eclipsing second-placed Lara. Ben Horn took his wicket tally to 29 with another fourfer, while Adam Bliss also claimed a bag. Captain coach Corey Ogle took the match-winning catch.
We've been playing good cricket, and obviously without Andy playing was a blessing coming to the game. But yeah, obviously we've been playing some really good cricket. I feel we have patches where we've been probably not on top of the game, but when we have been playing really good cricket, we've had a few wins, so which is good. So.
Yep, runs for Joey, and a really important little contribution from Dylan, obviously.
Yeah, being 3 for 20, I think, or 3 for 17. The guy stuck in, and previously we've gone pretty defensive, but Joe was pretty aggressive with the bat, so he got away. We're a bit lucky. I think they dropped a couple of catches, which worked in our favour. So to get to 120 on a wicket, doing a bit. Sort of thought 150, 170 would have been a really good score, but obviously 120 was enough at the end. So.
And obviously making early inroads was really significant when you had them 3 for 7, and on the back of Hornets were bowling them once again.
Yeah, he's bowling really superb, and same with Reece. I think I harp on Reece a lot around here, the off spinner. But they're both bowling really well in tandem. Ben's just bowling in the right areas and letting the ball do the talk, rather than trying to bowl too fast or too straight. But yeah, to have a side 3 for 7, you obviously need to take early poles to defend 128. Unfortunately, we did take early poles. So.
And obviously Adam Bliss has chimed in with a really worthwhile contribution once again with the ball.
Yeah, Adam loves when there's a bit in the wicket because he bowls that slow, stump to stump. So he bowls really economical, and he's a very, very good cricketer to have on our side. So very happy.
What does a win of this nature mean in terms of obviously finishing out the season really positively and striving towards that top 4, given the fact that you've shown that you can beat a side of the calibre of Lara?
Yeah, we have a lot of issues, not a lot of issues, but a lot of our batting's still a big concern. We're bowling really well, and we're bowling sides out for under 100 against Virgin, and obviously around 100 again this week, but we're not posting big enough scores. So you look at the good sides like your East, your North, even your Lara, they post 200 plus. That's something we're striving to, and that's something we're trying to figure out as we go. So.
Eager to bounce back from that loss, Lara is home to St Joseph's. The Cats will hope to have run machine Andy Hughes back, while Vishesh Malhotra can shape a game off his own bat. The 6th placed Joeys shared the points in a washed out game last week, and will rely on Andrew Hodgson and Luke Gibbs to dictate terms with the bat again. The match of the round pits North Geelong against South Barwon in a battle between 1st and 3rd. The Magpies have hardly put a foot wrong with either bat or ball, while the Swans continue to impress with their blend of youth and experience. Another terrific round of cricket awaits. Stay with us on The Inside Edge. We'll be back with more on the other side of these sponsor announcements. Welcome back to The Inside Edge with Wes Cusworth and Mark Brunga. A look at cricket right around the Barwon region down here in the Geelong area. Obviously, the T20 was unique to only GCA 2 this year, Mark, but it meant that there was still plenty of interesting cricket out there at Mottawarri.
Absolutely, Wes. And on Australia Day, we saw the 2 top teams battle it out in Belpost Hill and Marshall out at Mount Moriac. And congratulations to the Mottawarri Cricket Club too on doing a magnificent job hosting all 3 of the Division 2 grand finals from the T20 on Tuesday. It was a roaring success and people everywhere, which was great to see.
And a terrific win by Marshall. They just love to claim that silverware, don't they?
Absolutely, no doubt about the Bears. They made 5 for 158 off their 20 overs, which is a very imposing score. Lockie Cameron top scored with 42, including 4 fours and 1 6. And the evergreen Corey Walter, the other major scorer, 34 with 6 fours from his bat. Belpost Hill in reply, bowled out after 18.3 overs. The run chase was just too much for them, all out for 113. Reece Burke top scored with 24. The 2 destroyers for the Bears were 2 fairly familiar names. Brad Greenwood with 3 for 17 and Cal Doubledam taking 3 for 26. They were the main lights for Marshall with the ball. And the reality is the old saying, catches win matches, and certainly Marshall caught everything that came their way, and the scoreboard pressure at the end was just far too much for the Panthers, and the Bears claimed their first piece of silverware for the year.
Well done to the Bears.
Josh Jansen, I'll go batting order. Keep it simple for yourself, mate. Well done. Cal Doubledam. there? Lockie Cameron. Oh, big show. Yeah, cut. Jake William. Jake Hilton.
Make sure you've all got your pads on now.
Just run faster. Glenn Alexander.
Mr. G.
Taylor Cameron.
One for Andrea, surely. One for the scorer. Andrea.
Andrea.
We'll make sure that gets to it. Well done, Andrea.
Everybody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Wait on, wait. He's getting a photo of the people that reckon Duke on his car or something.
Not the thrill we were hopefully probably expecting in the end, but you guys just got the job done with the ball nice and early and put it out of their reach, really.
Yeah, I thought we were pretty happy with 160. I thought that would, chasing in the finals a pretty decent score. So it's 8 and over from the start. Looked a bit ominous there. Berkey hit a couple pretty early, and I know when he gets going, he's pretty hard to stop. So I think, to the bowlers' credit, I think we kept taking wickets, which slowed them down and brought new batsmen in, which made it hard to keep that momentum up. So yeah, it's a good result.
And it seemed whoever sort of came on seemed to take a wicket since they started. To have the guys keep rolling through and pick up 1 or 2 each.
Yeah,
It's great. Good even performance.
I think that's been the theme sort of all season, and in this short form stuff. We've got 7 or 8 guys that can take the ball and take a wicket for us, and it's been the same with the bat. We've had even contributions right down. Lockie Cameron again today was fantastic. On Saturday, JD and Albert got both 50 off 20 rocks. And yeah, with the ball today, just another really good even spread. Greenie, JD, they're all just doing a really good job, and Cal was exceptional again today.
Yeah, Lockie Cameron just put the icing on it at the end there, really, didn't he? It seemed like you guys were almost coming in waves where you had 3 or 4 big overs and 1 or 2 sort of less ones, then you'd come again and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You feel like you just kept sort of building and building.
We did. We sort of said 140 might be good here, and then sort of we'd hit a couple, and we thought we might get 150 here, and then Jiggles come out at the end and made, I think he might have got 15 not out pretty quick as well. So to get up to 160, I thought was a pretty good score. A pretty tricky wicket at times as well.
Yeah. Obviously, you turn your focus back to Saturday cricket pretty quickly, but what does it mean to get one into the cupboard and sort of give you that confidence to keep the winning streak going, I suppose?
Yeah, it's good. We sort of spoke about it. I think that's 10 in a row. So we just got to keep riding the momentum, and it doesn't get any easier. It's a really even comp, and Belpost Hill. There's some quality teams. I think we got Geelong City and then Belpost Hill, and I just think the next month will be really tough. So we just got to keep backing ourselves, and but yeah, as you said, it's nice to win one of these. The club does a lot of hard work. There's a lot of volunteers, and this is good reward, I suppose, for effort.
Do you take 1 or 2 days to enjoy it now, or?
I'll be working tomorrow, but I think we'll go back to the club and have a couple of beers and keep it pretty low key, I think.
Surely you're not knocking on until sort of midday or something, mate?
No, we'll see. We'll see how we go. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Stay with us on The Inside Edge. There's more to come on the other side of this break. Welcome back to The Inside Edge with Wes Cusworth and Mark Brunga. And Mark, of course, I'm so impressed that so many clubs are starting to embrace this notion that cricket is a sport for everybody.
Absolutely, Wes, and some of the clubs popping up with all abilities programs at the moment. Bell Park have one coming up this Sunday, the 7th of February, starting at 9:30am, an all abilities program there, and I believe they're not the first, Wes.
That's right. St Joseph's Cricket Club have been particularly proactive in this space. Under the guidance of Rick Thompson in particular, I caught up with one of the participants in Joshua Rawkins. Josh, welcome to the program. Tell us about the All Abilities program at St Joseph's.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had 15 people come up to St Joey's Cricket Club last week. Basically, there's a program for a 5-week program where kids with disabilities have the opportunity to play cricket.
Cricket obviously is a sort of sport that interests people from all facets of the community.
Absolutely. I always say, if you've been given an opportunity to play sport, St Joseph's have given us the opportunity to now play cricket, and now we've all taken it.
Tell us about who was in charge and the sorts of things that you might have done on the first occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a head coach called Rick Thompson. The stuff that we basically did was some fielding, some bowling, some stretching, and basically this week I've been given the opportunity to basically take one of the runs.
Looks like everybody was making themselves right at home wearing the St Joseph's colours, so there was great pride taken in that, no doubt.
Absolutely. I always say, I'm always very honoured to wear, beautiful colours, and St Joey's have, provided us with a beautiful polo, a cap, and hopefully one day we'll be even given opportunity to play for an All Abilities competition.
Were you really pleased to know that St Joseph's were looking in this direction?
Oh, absolutely. I played for St Joey's All Abilities netball as well on a Friday night, and Lou Atkins, one of the mothers of a footballer who plays in Geelong, coaches us, and just being given an opportunity to play sport, as I said before, is just an absolute dream come true.
Now, I believe that you have a nickname that I'm hoping doesn't scare too many people off, but tell us a bit about your nickname and how you got that.
Yeah, sure. So my nickname is Beast. How I got it is when I used to play football up in Melbourne. I remember grabbing this guy, and some parent, I could hear him in the background yelling, "That was a beastly tackle," and then it basically stood.
And you're still involved in other sports. You made mention of a bit of netball, All Abilities netball, but I believe that you've also got a really strong interest in football.
Yes, that is correct. So I basically play for an All Abilities football team called the Geelong Dragons. I was fortunate to also captain the club 3 years ago.
And in terms of your involvement with the Falcons?
Yeah, so basically I run water for the Geelong Falcons. Mick Turner was my big boss, but now it's Tom Lonigan and Paul Corrigan.
So do you see All Abilities cricket as something that might take off around our region?
Oh, absolutely. I'm hoping that, people all around Geelong can look at this now and say, I'd love to bring my kid involved, and basically, come down to St Joey's. They're always such a welcoming club, and just come down and have a hit. It doesn't matter what disability you have, just go out there and have some fun.
I believe that CareSpace has played a significant role in your development.
Yes, it has. So basically CareSpace is a disability organisation. It's been going for the last 2 years. So Jai Smith, who has 3 wonderful kids, they've all gone to St Joey's, and CareSpace is just an organisation who's helped me along the path with all my mental health and everything like that. And they've also taken me to cricket every Thursday night.
What a great program to see, and our thanks to Wombat Photography for the use of images for that particular story. Well, Mark, plenty of action across the course of last weekend. No doubt there were some things that really caught your attention.
Certainly was, Wes, and the one that caught my eye the most was Anthony Grace out at Corio. He had an absolute day out. He made 170 for his club off just 142 balls. Now, listen to this. 1 6, but 21 fours hit for the day, so over 80 of his runs coming in boundaries, which was just absolutely magnificent.
Between he and his partners across the course of the day, there was still plenty of running between wickets happening, though, with a score like that.
Absolutely, it was a big score and a big win for Corio too, so they'll be very pleased with that. And the other outstanding innings of the round was Sam Stoneley, who we know is a very big hitter, and he hit 79 runs for Thompson on the weekend, 4 fours and 6 sixes. So not a bad knock. I don't think he was doing much running between the wickets.
No, not at all. He is a big hitting fellow, and he obviously would enjoy the opportunity to just maybe recline there on the bat and just watch the fieldsman go and retrieve the ball. So
Absolutely.
The popular Englishman from Thompson. Well, Mark, let's take a look at the upcoming games for this weekend that have really captured your attention, beginning with GCA 3.
Yep, well, GCA 3 are the flavour of the month at the moment, Wes. It's a really tight competition there at the moment, and there's 2 cracking games coming up this weekend. First of all, it's 1v2, Geelong West v Lethbridge, so that's a really important game for both sides. Geelong West win, they'll go clear on top, and if Lethbridge win, well, they'll take over top spot from Geelong West, so there's a lot riding on that game.
How good have Lethbridge been? They've been super impressive in this competition this season.
They've taken all before them this year, and don't think a lot of people would have predicted them to be, potentially vying for top spot, 2/3 of the way through the year. So congrats to Lethbridge. They've done really, really well. And the other game that's of interest is 5v6, Bannockburn and Newcomen District. And it could be last chance hotel for Newcomen District because they sit in 6th place and they really, really need the win to stay in touch with the top 4. And if they lose it, they might just lose touch with it. And of course, Bannockburn needs the win to also keep in touch with the top 4 themselves. So a lot riding on both of those contests on the weekend.
Yeah, Banno in recent times hasn't been quite at the top of their game, so they do need to turn things around.
Absolutely. Division 2, a real mouth-watering one, Wes. We see a replay of the T20 Grand Final. Bellpost Hill are hosting Marshall, and I'm tipping this is going to be, in the words of Lou Richards, a ring-a-ding-ding battle, this one. I reckon it is going to be a beauty, and could it be a Grand Final preview?
Could be, and I think that what will suit Bellpost Hill, the longer form of the game will suit Bellpost Hill without a doubt. I think they're better at the cricket, obviously in a 50-over context as opposed to T20, and I think were we playing 2-day cricket, they'd be better again. But the reality is I think this will be a really even game.
Absolutely, and I think whoever wins will probably go into the finals with favouritism, I think.
Well, we're rapidly accelerating towards that. It's hard to believe,
Absolutely.
isn't it, that we've got 6 weeks effectively of the home and away season to go before we do hit finals, and then that'll be all over in a couple of consecutive Saturdays. So the season is rapidly drawing towards its conclusion.
And not to be too political, Wes, but let's keep our fingers crossed that this year we do get finals.
Let's hope so. And as I mentioned, Mark, in GCA 1, I really think the game that is the one of particular interest is North Geelong versus South Barwon. I think the seamers on both sides are both high quality. I think that the interesting blend of youth and experience at South Barwon will be a fabulous match-up for North Geelong, who are just absolutely flying at the moment. The Magpies looking to secure a second consecutive premiership, no doubt.
And it's good to see that young Van Matheson inspired the Magpies to a win in his first game of cricket on the weekend. I'm sure Maddie and Tom would have been very, very pleased with that as well.
Indeed. Hope you've enjoyed the Inside Edge with Wes Cusworth and Mark Brunga this week, and we look forward to catching you again next Friday night, and we trust that your cricket is good cricket across the course of this weekend.